Hello everyone, Sebastian here from Twin Peaks. Now let's take a look at the MinWick function. In the previous video, we already went through MaxWick, and here it's almost the same settings, just the other way around. Because here, we can now define bars that have a minimum length as a wick. In this example here, we have set 20 ticks, means bars that are at least on the corresponding side, which we set the same here, i.e. both at the top or bottom. 20 ticks shadow are marked here. For our bearish bars, we now simply take the bottom, i.e. the underside. For our bullish bars, we take top, i.e. at the top, and for dojis, we simply take both. We leave break levels at session end activated again, so that the levels are always over at the end of the day. At presentation, we have the Colorize Bars option again, just like before. We can color them accordingly if we want, and also see text labels. First of all, let's do a refresh here, i.e. reload NinjaScript to display the levels. This takes a little while so that everything is calculated, and we can now see the levels here accordingly. And now we have here a bearish bar with a correspondingly long wick at the bottom, so it is marked just like here. Here we have a doji, and here we can also use the longer wick, which is marked accordingly here. We can also see here we have a bullish bar with a long wick, which is marked. And so we have this whole configuration here. Let's turn the whole thing around so that we can see that it's correct. Let's go here to top and here to bottom. Then here again, the whole reload. Wait a little moment. Depending on how many days are in the chart, it takes a little longer. And now we see accordingly that the whole has turned. We now have this level here. And this is also drawn here again. And just like before in the MaxWick area, we also have all the options here at MinWick to draw things in. Also broken or unbroken lines, colors, and so on. We can also display the text labels on the levels. So this is also possible. And here too, we then have the option of sending us the corresponding signals for body touch, wick touch, and beardless inside for repetition. This means if, for example, I see this level down here, this comes from a previous bar from this one here, and if this here is broken by a wick, i.e. this bar closes, and then this here is broken by a wick, then I would get a corresponding signal here. If such a level is broken by a body like here, then I could set this to body touch. I'll now set this to wick touch so that we can see it, and take the whole thing here on both. In other words, the whole can be scored if so one bar meets either the max or the MinWick level criterion. That's how it's always meant here. And I'll update it now once with F. And we'll wait a little moment. And depending on whether we then have the criterion somewhere, a signal would then be generated. The joke is that although these signals are generated, they can only be seen if we activate Show Signal Marker here. And then we can also see here, accordingly, where these small arrows are created, where the signals are also there. Here, for example, we have this. Here we have this. So these are the visual markers that we see. The signals in the background, which can also be analyzed, for example, in Sentinel or via your own programming via NinjaScript. The signals are always there, even if the marker is not displayed. And we can work very conveniently with this. I'll take another look at that. We can activate bar close insight in the same way. Then also with markers, and also for how many bars the whole thing should be valid. We are therefore very free in the configuration here in order to be able to mark our signals for zone breaks, for overshoots and similar. Here. So here, for example, it closes the bar within this wick, which is marked accordingly here, and thus results in a signal. This is to be understood in this way. And otherwise, we have exactly the same settings here as here in the MaxWick area. So take a look at the video again. We'll see you again in the next video, which will be about the compression zones. Also a very exciting topic. See you soon.